Okay, that should be. Let me fix myself here. Alright, so sorry for the wait, you guys, but hello. I am back again with another little anime podcast episode where we talk about anything anime related games, movies. Make myself a little bigger. There we go. Or shows. I hope everyone's having a good Sunday. Mine was pretty good. Just another chill day. But it was cold. Like, oh my god. Even when I opened the windows to necessarily air out my room to. Are you feeling any better? Twitch wouldn't let me send any messages in chat yesterday due to connection issues, so I couldn't ask. Really? Oh, that's weird. I didn't see any connection issues, at least on my end. But I don't know. These things are always so weird. But yeah, no, I'm definitely feeling better. It just took me a while because by the time I went and ate again, showered, and then literally as I'm about to do, I was asked to do something real quick, and so that's why the wait time it was at least like almost 20 minutes. I was like, let me try and hurry up. But yeah, but no, I'm feeling better, much better. At least for me, I could definitely say. Hold on, why is this not playing? Oh wait, I don't think I have it on loop. Yeah, I think I turned the loop off. There we go. But me personally, over the years, it's whenever I do get my cycle, it does get better. The first few days, like I'm not the whole. I know some girls are like the whole 7 days is just nothing but pain, discomfort, and all that. And I was like that in the beginning, but as I've gotten older, it's gotten better. So I'm usually like the first like 2 to 3 days, or like I would say like my worst days. By like end of third day, going on to the fourth day, I'm kind of pretty much back to normal. It's just waiting for the rest of it to just kind of dissipate and go away for the rest of the month, for the rest of the week, and then yeah. But yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you for asking, and thank you for popping in, Mio6. Hold on, let me. Just want to kind of make sure my YouTube is up. I mean, I think it is. Yeah, no problem on the YouTube side. So YouTube should be up and ready as well. Hello, YouTube too. So, today, as you can tell, we'll be discussing the anime called Princess Principal. So this is a pretty. Let me just move that over so I can get my notes out and ready, because you know I gotta do my notes for you guys. Alright, here they are. I'll get rid of that. So today's podcast episode, we'll be talking about the 2017 summer anime, Princess Principal. Let's see, yeah. It's 12 episodes, aired July 9th, 2017 to September 24th, 2017. So it premiered in the summer of 2017. The producers for these, like, if you saw the list of all the producers that worked on this anime, it is crazy. We got Bandai, Visuals, Latisa, Movic, Tokyo MX, QTEC, I don't even know how to say this, Hunkado, DY Music and Pictures, and Medical Entertainment. Like, there's a lot of people that apparently worked on this anime that I had no idea. The licensing company was Sentai Filmworks. Studio was NX and Studio 3HZ. The genres you'll find it under are action and mystery. Theme is historical. There is also a manga adaptation, and I guess not recently, but around 4 years ago, there were sequel movies that aired in the year of 2021. Called Princess Principal Crown Handler Movie 1. That one aired February 11th of 2021. Then the second one aired the same year, September 23rd. So, I mean, apparently we're so popular that even after decades of it being gone, it got like 2 movie sequel adaptations. So, So we'll just go through the synopsis. I'll go through the main characters, and then we'll just go through a few of the episodes. Try not to spoil too much. And then I'll give like my final view of the anime, what I thought about it, and just my overall view, and if this would be an anime I would recommend. So let's start off with the synopsis. In the early 20th century, the discovery of the substance kava favorite allowed the production of advanced military technology and steered the country toward conflict. London is now divided by a wall, and the kingdom and the Commonwealth of Albion battle a silent war where espionage is the only weapon that can destabilize the enemy. A group of girls from the prestigious Queen Mayfair School works as undercover spies for the Commonwealth. Led by Dorothy, an experienced driver with a striking personality, the group includes the talents of Ange Lecrie, a cold-hearted liar and an expert sharpshooter, Chise, a persistent samurai, and Beatrice, a voice mimic specialist. They use their unique individual skills for the Commonwealth to survive in a dark world filled with conspiracy, mystery, and infiltration. In the shadow of the war, they have only one goal in mind: completing their mission. So, oh hello, Mori. Yes, we're actually starting our podcast episode. I just went over the synopsis for this anime that was picked. I'll just give a quick one. It came out of the summer of 2017. 12 episodes. There were 2 movie sequels that came out the year of 2021. And basically, it's kind of like it kind of works in the way of it, like, hold on. It had an air bubble in my chest and wouldn't go away. Basically, it's kind of historic as it kind of takes place in like 20th century London, but of course it is, you know, amped up with all the technology, you know, for anime. That basically, there's now London is like divided pretty much by like the rich and the poor are like in this struggle to assert their dominance, and these group of girls are working on the side of the, I guess you can say, the poor, to ensure that that their side, you know, doesn't get taken advantage of even more than they already are, and that peace can be found within their land and equality can reign supreme. So that's just gonna go through the girls, the main girls. There's 5 of them, so we'll just go through the first one, and also then after that I'll go through a few of the episodes that pretty much the ones that kind of stand out with me. All the episodes are really good. They all kind of tell their own story. Basically, they're each episode is like cases that all the group of girls work on. I just will tell you this right off the bat. Episode 1 doesn't start at the very beginning, like how they all met and how they end up forming this group with all of them working together. Basically, episode 1 is, I guess, a sneak peek into what apparently what we will get later on in other episodes. Basically, the group is established, everyone's there, everyone's showing off their skills and abilities, completing a mission, and then episode 2 is basically the very beginning of this journey with all of them, how they slowly ended up meeting everyone and forming the group, and how they are maneuvering through this silent war that's going on. So we've got she's the short hair girl with the grayish hair with the bow on her, I guess that would be her right side. She is a genius spy with artistic skills. She's inept in telling lies and can tell when someone is lying to her. She also possesses a special device that allows her to fly for short periods of time. So basically, even though another girl that we'll talk about is the leader, you can kind of say she's kind of like the secondary leader. She is like very skilled at what she does. She's a very skilled spy, with like top of her class. Basically, like everything she does seems effortless to her, but we do learn more about her backstory, kind of how she got entangled into all of this, which when you do find out, it's like a total twist. I mean, it's supposed to be a twist, but it's like a total surprise on just how this happened, what happened to her, and kind of the skills she had to, I guess, awaken in her to survive the new world that she was thrown into. There's a bit more information about her, but those are spoils I kind of don't want to go into, at least not now. Next would be, this will do Dorothy next, since she is the quote-unquote leader. So Dorothy is the tall girl with the brown hair and purple eyes that you'll see. She is the leader. She is an undercover student. Funny enough, the school that they're all using as a secret base is basically supposed to be, I guess, their version of a high school. So they're supposed to be around the age of like 16 to 18. But it's revealed that Dorothy is actually the oldest out of everyone. She's 20 years old. But was sent there to be undercover and to meet up with On when they pretty much be like her contact and for them to like form the team. We find out that they were in the same, I guess you could say, training camp together to be spies. That's how they met and sort of, in a way, sort of created a friendship between each other. They do really trust each other and I guess trust each other's skills and abilities as spies. So they do work really well together. Some other things about her. Oh yes, she's good at shooting, seducing, and driving vehicles. So I guess you could also say she's like their designated driver. One, because she is the oldest of the group, so it would make more sense that she would have a license compared to the rest of them. You can also tell, compared to the other girls, she is very more well endowed in certain areas, which I guess for being a female spy, that is one of the things you could do when you want to distract certain people like guards or throw people off their tracks, to be like, oh, maybe she'll like pretend to be drunk and, she'll use the fact that she's really pretty and pretty busty to distract whether it's guards or other people around her. So that way the other girls could either sneak behind them or maybe get something that they need. So yeah. Then we'll go on to, I think I'll leave her for last. So we'll go with the Beatrice. She's the short hair girl with the orange hair. She's a noble woman who serves as the princess's aide. Short hair, brown eyes, brown hair. She serves as the princess' aide and close friend. She can mimic the voice of others using a mechanism that her father implanted in her throat. Her father has treated her as a test subject for his experiments. So that is something that's revealed. I believe like the episode she gets introduced or the next episode after that. Basically something, I forget what happened. Her voice starts getting like squeaky and robotic, even to the point that they can't hear her, so they're like, what is going on? On, of course, recognized right away, oh, there's like a mechanism in her throat. Then we get a bit of a flashback. Turns out her father was like either he was like a mad, can't remember, I had just finished watching the anime. He was either like a mad scientist that was obsessed with his research, or same thing, which is a scientist who was like so obsessed with his research that he was willing to use his daughter as a test subject for his experiments, and that was the result of it. We also saw that she got bullied a lot for it. So throughout the anime, you do see that she'll do things to cover her throat because of the mechanism that's there. She used to get picked on a lot when she was little because of it. And the very first person who was ever nice to her, accepted her for, what she was after everything her father put her through, would be the princess, which we will get to her. Next, we should do Chise. Chise is an exchange student from Japan. She's highly proficient in samurai-style swordsmanship. She often acts naive and has a hard time adapting to the cultural differences. Like I said, pretty much the main premise of our location for this anime is London. So kind of having an exchange student from Japan kind of gives, we see her having like cultural shock. She's having hard times adapting to, Western cultures and what they do compared to, the customs she's used to in Japan. She is a spy for Japan, tasked with observing the Commonwealth and the kingdom so that her superiors can determine which country to ally with. So that is something that also gets revealed, like I think right away after we meet her and she gets introduced, and added to the team. They're pretty much her country, Japan, doesn't really know what side they should take. Of course, they don't want to jump one side jump the gun and jump a side that's gonna end up losing the war. So they're weighing their options and seeing which side is gonna have the upper hand in the end. Which also does have a bit of a conflict with the other girls, because of course, they're fighting to so that the Commonwealth can I'm on my blanking. Make sure that their side prevails, justice is preserved, and everyone can get equal treatment. So that is something that she struggles with, especially when there are times when her superiors are like, "Listen, just take a back seat. Don't try to get too involved. We're just here as an observer, seeing which side we should join in the end and whatnot." So, last character I will not talk about would be Princess Charlotte, who is a very important person in the anime and to the show, and basically to all the girls. She is the niece of the Duke of Normandy and a princess of the Alban Kingdom, who is fourth in line of succession for the throne. She has an odd-bod personality, but she gets well with others. We do find out remember episode 1 doesn't show like how they all met. Basically, it's episode 2 that they have a mission basically to replace the princess with Ann. That's where we do get a realization of, they look really similar, almost like they could pass off as sisters. Which we do find out they aren't related. They just, for whatever reason, look very similar to each other. Like basically, that they could be like identical twins. So that's kind of like their mission is to switch her out with Ann, so that way I guess she could infiltrate the kingdom and the royal family, find out what she can, and take them down from that way. But right away they get spotted out by Charlotte, who knows that they're spies, but decides she's going to use that to her favor. Says that she's willing to work with them, get them out of the situation that was escalating during the mission that they were on, but in return, she wants them to help her make sure that she becomes queen, basically to get rid of all the other rivals, the other 3 in line for the throne, so that she could be named next queen of London. At first, they didn't know what to do. They're like, well, she is part of the royal family. It's obvious. We don't know what side she'll end up taking. She could be saying this now just to get us to lower our guard, but in the end they do end up not really trusting her, more like they trusted Ann. Ann gave out a message saying like, "Listen, I will take full responsibility for whatever happens. If I even get the slightest hint that she's about to betray us, I will kill her instantly." I guess them hearing that from their most talented agent, they agree to the terms. Then we find out that Ann and Charlotte know each other, but for whatever reason, Princess calls on Charlotte, which at first you're like, wait, why is she calling her by her name? That's really weird. Which we do end up finding out around episode like 8 or 9. Basically, we find out that it's kind of like the kind of whole like switched at birth thing, but not really. Basically, we find out that Ann is the real Princess Charlotte, and that I guess I don't remember they ever said what her real name was. I think her name was Ann. So I think like so the Ann that we've known all this time is actually the real Princess Charlotte, and the Princess Charlotte we know all this time is the real Ann. That they met one time when Charlotte was sneaking out of the castle. She ran into Ann, found out that, right away found out that they look pretty much identical to each other, was using that to kind of like bond over. They would sometimes switch clothes to like trick the people around them, being like, hey, kind of like what I guess what identical twins would do, to kind of switch around to confuse people and being like, oh, who am I? Am I this person or am I that person? But one day, tragedy struck. The revolution started. At that point, they both were wearing the other person's clothes. They got separated, so the real Ann got trapped in the royal palace, while the real Princess Charlotte was sent out to the real world. basically in this war zone. What and that's kind of what happened pretty much. With that, both girls pretty much did what they could to survive. Um, Princess Charlotte ended up taking the persona of Ann, training what she could to one day, reunite with the real Ann and find a way so that they could escape this horrible fate that's pretty much been bestowed upon them. And of course, the real Ann, now presenting as Charlotte, of course, had to adapt to royal life, knowing, with this war sparking out, that if anyone found out that she wasn't the real Princess Charlotte, that she was from the Commonwealth, that she would be killed immediately. So did everything she could to pretty much take on the persona of a princess, working herself to the bone, even to the point of her getting physically sick, knowing that she pretty much had to, what's the word? Have down the princess persona down to a T. Because she knew if she slipped up even once, if anyone ever doubted who she was, it was over for her. And that was 10 years ago. So for 10 years, they both had to be the other person, fearing that if anything, if they ever slipped up and their true identities were revealed, it would pretty much be the death for both of them, since they were both on enemy lines at that point. So at this point, when they meet up again, the real Charlotte is like, hey, let's go. I have a safe house already set up and ready to go. Pretty much her whole goal was just to find her so that they could run away together and escape this. But I guess I'll call her Princess just to, separate the two. So Princess is pretty much like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I guess the 10 years she spent in the royal castle and the palace taught her that this kingdom really is corrupt, and she wants to do what she can to fix it, so that way they could, be together out in the open, don't have to hide it, don't have to pretend to be someone that they're not. They could be their true selves out in the open, in the new world that they want to create. So her goal of being queen is legitimate, because she feels that that's the only way that real change can happen. That if she takes the throne, because if someone else takes the throne, this situation is only going to get worse. So yeah, so that's pretty much kind of where the story goes. Like I said, each episode after that is basically special missions that the girls have to deal with, whether it's tracking down. Actually, I'll go through not all of them, but just like maybe 3. Like I'll go through some of the ones I liked that really stood for me. So I kind of already went over episode 2. Let's see. I did a little bit of 3. I guess episode 5 is where they met Chise. So at that point, like I said, the episodes kind of don't go in order of like how they met and all the missions they met in that order. It's pretty much like, oh, this is case whatever. This is what they did, and this could be anything within a time. I would say the only episodes that follow like a precise time frame of like this event happened and then this event happened would basically be episodes 10? No, wait. Would it be 10? No. Was it 9? No. Yeah. Or maybe 9. I mean, but I guess like 10, 11, and 12 are pretty much like this happened. Like this case that they did happen, with that events happened that caused the next episode to happen, then caused events that happened in the last episode. So I would say the last 3 are ones I guess you can say happened back to back because of, I guess, story-wise at that point, they, were more established as a team. They had gone through so many missions and whatnot together. I'll get to those last 3 at the end. I won't spoil completely what happens. But, let me see. Oh, well, there's one episode where they were kind of like discussing if they should have like a group name. I guess like build more morale with them. Kind of being like, well, we can't kind of really go nameless. It'd make more sense we're a team, so we should have like a team name. At first everyone's having like different opinions. Beatrice wanted like a cute name for the group, you know, since it's all girls. Dorothy, I think at that point didn't really care. I think no, I think she wanted it to be something like related to alcohol. Ons was like, well, we're spies. Spies don't really need a group name. You know, we try to be as discreet as possible. We leave any information that could link back to us as bad. But in the end, they do end up deciding to go with Team White Pigeon as their team name. On really liked it because she says, well, uh, pigeons are also kind of related to spies, you know, that they're used to like carry out or I guess deliver messages, important messages to like leaders and whatnot. So in a way, it kind of work like spies and like the way they do. It's so yeah, that's like episode 4 or 5, I want to believe. No, I think that was 4. Okay, I'm just looking at my notes. What episode? Ooh, episode 8 was a pretty good one. Basically they're hunting down like this notorious. Wait, was it this one? No, that was 7. Yeah, so basically they're trying to hunt down this serial killer who goes by Poison Gas Jack. You can kind of guess what his name is. Kind of really referencing, kind of like their version of Jack the Ripper, pretty much. But instead of, I guess, going after people with like a knife, this guy's using poison gas to kill his victims. They find out like, hey, but the poison he's using is like really classified, should have been sealed away. There's no way he should have information like, have access to something like this unless he was in the military, because the facilities that they use still storage the gas that they no longer like use. It's like banned in their kingdom now. But I guess they couldn't, really destroy it, so they just have it stored somewhere, which I guess. So they're like, okay, so he has to be in the military. So basically, we need to find out who he is so we can bring him in. That's when they decide that to infiltrate the army. But of course, it's mostly guys, so them going in as soldiers would draw in too much attention. So they decide that they're going to work as, like, I guess you could say like a laundromat designated specifically for the army. With that, they're gonna spray these special things that will react to the poison that he's using. At first, it takes them a while. It's been a couple of days. They have no idea. They're not any closer to finding out who it is. They find out that the laundromat is like heavily underfunded. The person who was running it before, I guess, was like really corrupt. Wasn't putting any money in like repairs or keeping the place nice and neat. Injuries were like a common thing. At one point, Chise got mad because she believed the girls working there were just being lazy. They weren't working hard. But then, you know, something happens when the girls end up getting hurt. That's when I guess the head laundromat lady says like, yeah, the machines here are so old and haven't been kept up to date that if we don't give them a break, they overheat and then people get hurt. You know, kind of, realizing that she might have jumped the gun, that they weren't being lazy, that they're just trying to make the best out of the situation they were in. But at one point, it looks like the laundromat was going to be shut down because the owner was like in heavy debt and couldn't pay it back. That's when the princess pops up, saying that she'll buy the place. She does end up doing that, because they do still need to use the place as a cover to find the person who's using the poison gas. With that, they are able to reorganize the place. They start repairing all the machines, kind of giving them the maintenance that they never got, making it easier for the girls to walk around without them tripping over things, making it easier for them to do their work, also giving them designated areas to relax, so that way they're not like eating or chilling around machines and accidentally breaking them. And with that, it ends up boosting their efficiency a lot. Normally something that would have taken them like a whole week to do, basically the stack of clothes that they've got normally would take them like a week to do, but they were able to get it done in like a day. So they're like, I can't believe it. We pretty much got like a week works of clothes done in one day, showing, how much better it is now. With that, it also helps them to, speed up the process of finding out the person. But at one point, what ends up being revealed is that the serial killer, basically, he was never sending his clothes out to the laundromat. I guess he just feared that someone would either smell the poison or would will locate it somehow. I don't know. I guess he was just paranoid like that. But it ended up working out because due to them, being more efficient, they were able to help the laundromat ladies reach out and get more clients so that way they can make more money doing clothes now that they can get them done a lot faster than usual. With that, one of the guys who was working with the killer, not knowing who he was, sent his clothes out to be washed. That's when it's revealed by another one. It's like, oh, he never sends his clothes off to get washed. He always washes them himself. That's when they were able to find the clothes. They quickly took them down, but one of the lady, I think like it was like the head lady, saw them fighting. Didn't really reveal or ask anything, kind of just walked away. I think it was Chise who was there, and they saw like fighting and knock out the guy. At that point it kind of got her a bit sad. She really felt like she was bonding with all of them. But of course, with her being a spy, she can't truly be herself. But she did feel happy that she was able to help make their lives a bit easier and better for them, and also help them make money, a lot more money than usual, with the laundromat not being more up to date, more up to code, easier for them to get work done and not tripping, hurting themselves. But in the end, of course, they gotta give it up because the mission is done. There's no reason for them to be there anymore. So they pass off the reins over to the head lady, who's been there from the beginning, who helped them out. And then they just go on to the next mission. That was episode 7. That's a really good one. There's another one that has to deal with, we learn more about Dorothy and her past. Basically, we find out, she needs to find, what was it? I swear that I just saw it. Oh, here it is. Oh, I think it's the next episode, actually. No. Is it before it? I guess it was before it. Okay, yeah, she was giving a mission, it was episode 6. So Dorothy was giving a mission to, infiltrate the London morgue to look for the body of a deceased agent who was hiding, like, a secret code that they needed. When she goes there, we find out that, her father is also working at that morgue, and then we also find out that, the Duke hired someone to get the information, hired someone to find information for them, and it turns out it was her dad. Of course, she gets there. She is not happy to see him. He's just angry, bitter. He's attacking people, beating up things around him. But when these, I guess, loan sharks come after him, asking him where their money is, he's cowering in fear, begging them to give him more time, that he'll definitely have the money by the next time they come around. Freaking out, of course. Dorothy seeing this, it's just he hasn't changed. If anything, he's just gotten worse. Beatrice also joins her on this mission, so we kind of see them bonding. We know about her horrible past with her father. But in this we do learn more about Dorothy. Turns out her dad was some hotshot engineer, but a couple of years ago he got into a really bad accident that cost him his right arm, I believe. Yeah, if standing by him, it'd be his right arm. After that, he completely changed. He grew bitter and angry at the world and everyone. When anything went wrong, he blamed others instead of blaming himself or trying to make up for any mistakes he did. Would be beating the hell out of poor Dorothy. In one of the flashbacks she shows, he is just over on top of her, and beating her with his metal, not even a hand. Basically, he has a metal clipper. It's really odd when you see it. You'll just have to see it. So basically, but it's attached to here where his, I guess, hand and arm would be, and he's just using that. And he's just beating the life out of her. And she would say, yeah, whenever he got angry or mad or anything, he would take his anger out on her, would beat her to an inch of her life, and then turn around and be hugging her, saying, I'm sorry, my poor girl, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. At that point, she says at one point she couldn't take it anymore. She left, and coincidentally, it happened on the day the revolution started. So at that point, her and her father got cut off. You know, yeah, about that. Got cut off, and she excuse me, ended up in the, I guess, I guess it was an orphanage, but also was like a secret base where they were training people to be spies, and that's where she went on. And yeah, so at that point, with that, her and Beatrice bond a little bit. She just slowly tries to give her father a chance. He tells her, like, hey, I was hired to find this guy. He had like a cross-shaped mark. I think it was like his hand, one of his hands. Um, they're like, oh, if you find out, you need to extract something from him to get the message that they need. He's like, hey, if you find it, let me know. That way I can contact the people, because they promised to reward me heavily for this. So, she finds, she gets it. They copied the message, for their bosses. She puts it back, gives it to her dad, and he's just over the moon. He's happy. She thinks, he's just happy to get the money, that he's gonna could probably just take it and spend it and whatnot. So when her and Beatrice leave, they get stopped by the same loan sharks that showed up at the morgue the first time, pretty much being implicating that her dad sent her there so that she could cover the debt that he owed them. At this point, she's thinking that he was taking to us with information to get the money to cover his debt, but hearing that, being like, oh, he sold me to cover his debt, and he was gonna go and take the money from this job and run off. So of course, at this point, she's a very skilled spy, so she quickly takes down the guys, but we find out that that was just something they just believed, because she just was there at the right time, or wrong time, I would say. They thought that maybe he had changed his mind, because the day she sees him and they find the tooth, well, not tooth, oops, sorry, or find the thing, he's like beaten up, like for the hell and back, and she's like, oh my god, well, you're in another bar fight, which actually it turns out that they did come to this proposition of him like, hey, it is an easier way to like clear off your debt. Just, sell your daughter to us. She's really pretty, she's got a great figure. She could easily work that off, if we give her to the right people. And we think this whole time, the dad's just a scoundrel and just a terrible person. He's done terrible things to her. But we find out that he was just like, no, he pretty much was like on his knees, clinging to the guys, even when they were beating him up, begging them to leave her alone, not get her involved. They're like, hey, listen, I have something. I'm gonna get the money to you. Please just be a little bit more patient. But whatever you do, please don't drag my daughter into this. She has no part in this. Please just leave her alone, leave her be. Of course, with that like warms Dorothy's heart. At that point, she believed maybe her dad sold her out for money. In reality, he had gotten pretty much beaten the hell and back to protect her from the people that wanted to use her. So, when she hears that, she is like really happy, just kind of seeing, the glimmers of her dad before the accident. She does also say throughout the episode that, he wasn't always like this. He was a great dad. He was wonderful, he was loving and caring, but after the accident he changed, and her mom ran out on them, so it was just like a spiral that just continued. But with this, she does see glimmers of, him being his former self. He goes to the contact that asked him to get the note. I probably shouldn't have done this, because maybe it wouldn't have ended the way it did, but he's like trying to negotiate for more money. At this point, we think maybe he's just doing it to be more greedy. Maybe have more money in his pocket. But of course, we find out again that he's like, no. My daughter'd help, so I just want her to get a cut in this as well. And he's like, I'm gonna use the money. I'm going to give her the best life. I'm gonna give her everything that she was missing out on. I'm gonna give her the best clothes, move her into the best house, give her the life she deserved. Pamper her, spoil her rotten. Change her life around for the better. Give her the life that he wanted to give her, but couldn't. But now with this, he's willing to, and more than happy to, take the money and just give her the best life possible. But of course, and kind of maybe saw this coming. They of course weren't really gonna risk maybe him turning around and spilling the secrets to what he knew, so they ended up taking him out. And the craziest part is, this whole time, Dorothy is in a pub waiting for her father to come. So, he had told her, "Oh, go wait at this pub. I'm gonna be right back once I get the reward money." And he's like, "We're gonna celebrate." So, this whole time, she's sitting there waiting, not knowing the fate that befell her father. And it was just like, it's really just a heartbreaking episode, really. We kind of see, like, at one point she kind of like gave up on him, but still had like some slimmer of hope that he could go back to the man he was. We do see that he was slowly trying to turn back into that man, even taking on this risky job just to get enough money to give her a better life, pamper her, make up for all the mistakes he did in the past, and ended up costing him his life. I guess in a weird way he was able to reconcile with his daughter, it just not in the way he had hoped, and it was really sad. So, okay. I think I'll just touch a little bit on the last two episodes, pretty much. Basically from the very beginning, they had a mission. I forgot what code name they gave it. Basically, it was that they were to kidnap the princess and have An replace her so that she could infiltrate the royal family. We find out that now that's been totally put in effect, but instead of just kidnapping her and having An replace her, they now want her to, they task her and Dorothy with, hey, the mission's changed. Instead of capturing her, even though at this point she's been a valued member of the team, helped them out, helped them get into a lot of situations that they probably would have had more trouble getting into, and basically being like, yeah, we are assigning you guys now to assassinate her. We find out later on there's a bunch of like power struggles going in, people doing underhanded things. They got to get the upper hand. Their previous holder ends up getting changed to this military guy that gives them this new mission. Oh yeah, the mission of quietly watching the princess and seeing her move and seeing what side she's gonna be on has pretty much been revoked and invalid. Now your new task is basically to eliminate her. Of course, at this point we know the history between her and An. So of course An does not want to do that. She feels like it's her fault. She got entangled into this. She feels like she is the true princess. So all this happening, her people coming after her for her life, is something that she should be bearing. So she tries to send the princess away to pretty much anywhere so that she can be safe. But she, I guess because she was so worried, she didn't realize the princess was not gonna go through with it. Of course, we know them looking so similar. She pretends that she's An, that she taken care of the real princess, and tries to figure out what their true mission is. Which they do end up finding out what that is. That they they do plan on making her, well, they tell her at first that they do plan on making her queen, but they are going to use her to stage a coup so that they can kill the current queen and have her replaced. Well, they think it's have An be put in place as new queen, as the fake princess. Like I said, it's so confusing because we know at this point she's the real princess. They don't know that the princess they've known all this time is a fake. So it's like you're gonna intentionally kill the fake that you believed was the real princess and put the real princess on the throne, which is kind of funny when you think about it. But then it also finds out that that was kind of like a whole lie, that they've been lying, because they even got like some soldiers involved, that they had no plan of quote unquote making her well, I think no. Well, I probably should say this first. They actually do reveal that they find out, that she's not really An, and that actually the real plan all along was to just use them to kill the queen and use the princess as a scapegoat, saying that she had betrayed the kingdom, that she planned this just so that she can get the throne and have her executed as well. But then we find out more that Dorothy's been working behind the scenes We find more about the power struggle that's going on between their group. That she had like a secret mission, but with On, being so worried about the princess, not trying to get her more involved in this dangerous life than she already is, kind of almost threw that in whack. But in the end, they were able to safely save the princess, disrupt their plans through killing the queen, and everyone was able to escape. At one point, we do see that there is another agent on the other side who has the same flying abilities as On. Unfortunately, she was able to escape, so we do know that she'll play a role later on in the story. I haven't seen the two movies, so maybe she pops back in one of the movies as an antagonist that they need to finally get rid of. But at the end of the episode 12, basically we kind of see that everything's kind of going back to normal. Their previous hell holder is back. When he tries to get an update on like where the group is, basically being like, oh, they're recuperating in Casablanca, I believe that's what they said. But we get there and the girls are kind of quote unquote on the beach relaxing, but it looks like they're also on a mission as well. They get updates that they have a new mission, so they're like, we'll quickly wrap this up so that we can go back to relaxing and recuperating, thanks to the huge ordeal that they had to deal with. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, I kind of didn't really go through all the episodes. Would this be an anime I recommend? 100%. This is such a, you can tell from the title of the stream, this is such a girl power anime. Basically, I mean, even some of the other characters that aren't part of the main cast, we do see a lot of female spies playing a role, whether it's on this side that the girls are on, or on the enemy side. So it's kind of just seeing them playing more of a role, being this like an all-girl group, doing these things. It's so cool. When I first watched this anime years ago, I was totally hooked. 'Cause I was like, what? It's pretty much like an all-girl cast. They're all spies, all have special abilities, and they're all just doing this badass spy stuff. I was like, sign me up. Also, I'm trying to think. No, I think I've watched this before. Okay, no. I mean, this is an old show. I'm a fan of Beatrice. I wouldn't say I hate her. She definitely did have to grow on me more as the episodes went on. Only because, at first she seemed kind of like one-sided, that she was always just princess this, princess that. But once we learn more about her backstory, kind of the trauma she went through, how the princess was the only one who, accepted her for who she was, and then even with that, and then meeting the group, meeting the other girls, and learning that even though, such a tragic thing happened to her, it can be used, I guess in a way for good. So she does use it, to mimic the voice of others. One episode she uses it to get the frequency of like a dog whistle so that she could calm down some guard dogs that were in the area. It's just really cool. All the girls, like, it's so hard to not have a favorite of any of them, because each one of them played such an important role, have special abilities, or unique abilities special to them, that like, each girl is just so amazing. I've never seen the anime yet, I just like the name. Oh, I'm trying to remember, did they give her a nickname? I don't think so. I think they all would just call her Beatrice. But no, it's such a good anime. I definitely would recommend you guys watching it, especially if you are. Like I said, it's such a girl power anime. Seeing all these girls do these badass things. Going through all this, having these skills and abilities, and just at first, because I'm sure and everyone else, they probably see them as just a regular group of girls, not knowing that they're that they're pretty much like top spies. What I was gonna say, like, it totally kind of reminds me in a way of like the Cartoon Network show Totally Spies. Like, I love Totally Spies. It totally reminds me of that. Of course, it's like more girls. Basically, just a group of girls who, by day, seem like just regular, high school girls. Regular girls just going through life, not knowing deep, like in the shadows, that they're actually top agents, special spies, going through all this espionage and tracking down killers or secret messages or just doing anything. It's so cool. I was gonna say that if it came out at the same time, but Totally Spies had started like at least like years before this anime came out. So, but I think me seeing it, just seeing like, oh, it's pretty much like it's a group of girls and they're all spies. I'm like, oh, this reminds me of Totally Spies, just with like 2 more extra girls. So I'm like, yeah, totally. And I honestly, when I rewatched it, I was loving every second of it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember why I liked this anime. And kind of makes me also want to watch the movies. I haven't watched them yet, so you know what? Let me get my list, so that way I can put them on the list. I'm wondering, should I make movies its own special list too? Because I've seen so many anime shows, so I'll see. Maybe I'll make anime movies its own thing, and then I'll just keep shows separate. I mean, can even think about it. I mean, it depends, because there's so many franchises that have a million and one movies. I mean, Dragon Ball has a million and one movies. Naruto has a good couple of movies. There's another anime, and I'm blanking, that has a lot of movies. I was gonna say Bleach, but Bleach has like 5 movies. There was just one in my head, and I forgot it was. There's Naruto. Dragon Ball. Damn it! What was I gonna say? What was the anime? I can't remember. I'm blanking. That had like Detective Conan. Duh, there we go. Detective Conan. That's what it was. Yeah, Detective Conan has like 30 or 40 movies at this point. So, and plus there's always like one-off movies of other series. I know Yu Yu Hakusho has like 2, I believe. The OG Ranma has like 3 or 4 movies. Do you like other magical girl shows? Oh, most definitely. Like, most iconic one, Sailor Moon. Like, come on now. Sailor Moon is my most top tier magical girl show. Got a magical girl shows. Yeah, there's Sailor Moon. There's. Oh, I grew up watching Winx Club. Cardcaptor Sakura. I've seen a few of the Pedicure animes. I've seen Lollyrock. I kind of want them to bring that back. What else? Have you seen Magical Girl Rising Project? No, I haven't, but I've seen that pop up a lot. But I have no idea what that is. Like, I've never seen the anime, I've never looked into it. Oh, actually, I think it's popped up right here. I just searched up anime, magical girl shows, and that popped up. Let's see. And this came out in 2016. A special game secretly turns one of its players into an actual magical girl who begins competing with one another. Well, the Crunchyroll has a 4.1, so I'll definitely put this on my list of. Actually, I made a wheel of shows I need to watch, so I'll put that on there. That looks interesting. It seems interesting from what the synopsis is telling me. Let's see, what's this one? Oh, Saint Tail. I love Saint Tail. My one of many recommendations soon to come. Well, okay. My Hime. Ooh, that one's good. I'm trying to think. I guess Shakugan no Shana would consider. Well, I mean, it popped up here, which I guess in a way makes sense because there are a lot of. I'd say there are a lot more girls, like girls fighting in that anime than there are guys. So, yeah, I've seen a few of the Pedicure series, Cardcaptor Sakura, Lollyrock. Winx Club, Sailor Moon, Madoka, Yeah. So, but that's pretty much it. For the anime, would I recommend? 100%. Definitely would recommend this anime. Yeah. If you just like the whole, spy, secret agent thing, you'll definitely like that. If you're someone like me who loves like a girl power anime, this is definitely one of them few ones that's just like girls just doing kick-ass things and kicking ass and taking names. I love it. Guess I don't need that. I need that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So, not next week. Was it 19th? I wrote it down. Yeah, 19th will be our next podcast episode. Well, we'll be talking about the second season of Vampire Knight, which will be Vampire Knight Guilty. So we can definitely look forward to that. After that, we'll spin the wheel and pick our next two episodes, podcast episodes for February. I already have the dates down, so I'll let you guys know when that is after we do our last podcast episode for the month. So, I wonder, what else? What should we do? Honestly, I'm not sure if I feel up to playing a game. I think I'll save Devil May Cry till tomorrow. I'm cool with girl power. I'm tired of guys being the only ones doing cool stuff. Yeah, exactly. I mean, cause they have their own genre. I mean, they have, shonen and... I was gonna say something else, but I'm blanking. Like, a lot of the animes out there are mainly tied with, like, they may have, like, a few girls in the like, show or part of the main cast, but most of the time, it's mainly guys. Like, freaking, like, Digimon. I love Digimon, but Digimon, like, at least the first one, only had 3 girls. Then, Season 2 had 2 girls. Season 3 had 1 girl, but that was only 3 people. Like, the main cast was at least, like, 3 people. So it was only 1 girl. Season 4 only had 1 girl. And mind you, that was a big cast. Digimon Frontier, which I love. Which is pretty funny because I loved Digimon Frontier growing up, and I'd never realized how hated it was back then. People really didn't like that season of Digimon. But it's funny enough, as time has gotten old, as people have gotten older and time has passed, people really like that season. And I'm like, yeah, that season of Digimon was awesome. What are you all talking about? Y'all was on something. That season was so cool. Or the girls get outshined by the guys' power. Yeah, that too. And it's just like, come on. What was I saying? Yeah, even though that's probably like my favorite season of Digimon, there's only 1 girl in it. And mind you, there's like 7 other, no. There's the fire guy, the light guy, the little boy, but still a boy. Yeah, so it's only like 1 girl and it's like 5 other guys. So I was like, are you serious? Then I think I don't remember any other the Digimon after that. But I think the one after that only had like 1 girl in the main cast. And I think the one after that had 2 girls. But then they ended up getting rid of one of the girls. So they got rid of 2 of the other characters in that series. Like something happened, and then they got sent back home. So it ended up becoming like the main cast was just like 3 of the Digidestined, and again 2 were boys and 1 was girl. Only 1 was a girl, and it's like, oh come on. That's kind of why I liked about the girls getting outshined. That's kind of in a way one of the things I really liked about Black Clover, because even though yes it is kind of mainly heavily on like Asta and Yuno, the girls in that show still get their chance to shine. Like Noelle. Oh, they be doing my girl Noelle so good in that anime. They give her so many good moments, so many times where she'll step up the plate. She'll get more powered up and more stronger too. Same with like Vanessa or Charmy or Gray. So that's kind of one of the things I really liked about Black Clover, even though it is tethered to boys. The girls in that series still get to, shine, and they don't, aren't. They could still keep up with the boys in the anime. Like, oh, actually, I almost forgot about her. This is probably my favorite character in Black Clover. Meliona. Vermilion, oh, that's a bad bitch. I love her so much. From episode, what episode did she pop in from? I don't remember. But basically, the episode she showed it, she was like, no nonsense. She's like, I'm here, I'm in charge. Y'all gonna listen to me, or y'all gonna get punched in the face. And then that's basically what she does. Is she'll go around and she'll be punching them in the face. Oh, I love her so much. Hold on, I'm gonna pull her up. I'll get rid of that real quick. Her. Meliona Vermilion. Oh, yeah. She's probably like, when she got introduced, I say she was definitely everyone's like top favorite in the show. Because it like, I guess I might talk, did I talk about this? They got stopped halfway. Basically, she's the eldest of a royal family. She's the strongest in the family. And probably could have been like, because in this world they have like magic captains. And basically she could have been the captain. But she's basically like, I'm not here for the politics. I'm not here for this power struggle. I'm here to throw down and fight worthy opponents. So she's like, nah, y'all can deal with that. But something happens to a member of her family. She comes back, takes the reign. But she's still like, I'm gonna do things my way. Y'all gonna listen to me, or y'all gonna get hurt. And she does it to everyone, so it's not even just like the people that are like ranked below her. Even like even the other captains who are supposed to be like on the same level on her, she'll like grab them, and they're like so scared and afraid of her. They're just like, yes ma'am, whatever you say. I love her so much. She is so cool. Like, the moment she popped up in the anime, I was like, oh yeah, this is probably gonna be everyone's favorite character. But this is like I said, this is one of the ones where like they have the girls shine just as much as the boys. Like, it's not just all about. I mean, the show is mainly about, you know, Asta and everything else, but the background characters don't get sidetracked, like in other shows. Like, I'm honestly, I can't even, I'm blanking. What other shows are like that? Hold on. Not shonen. Anime. I mean, I was gonna say, excuse me, Demon Slayer, but only because, the only thing is, like, we do have strong female characters in Demon Slayer, because, you know, we have our two female Hashiras of Shinobu and Mitsuri, but majority of the other Demon Slayers are guys. I say majority of them are guys. There's only very few female Demon Slayers we see, besides Shinobu and Mitsuri. We have the few other butterfly girls, but they don't fight. We have Kanao. We haven't really seen much of her abilities, which I think we'll see more about her, like her skill set towards the end. Like basically during this final arc that we'll be getting soon. We do have this. What's her name? I almost blanked. I mean, we sometimes see, no, not even the demons either. There was a few female demons, but they didn't really do much. The only one that kind of had a little bit to shine was Daki, and even then they made it seem like, oh, she was like the upper mech demon, but then it turns out it was actually her brother. She was kind of more of a package deal, but like and when it came to it, like he was the strongest, so he was like the main demon, like the main upper six. So it was just like, even then. Oh, actually, there's another anime that's kind of girl focused, Yashahime. Oh, people hate on this anime so much, but I actually enjoyed it. One, because it gave a spin of Inuyasha, where kind of pretty much the main cast was like girls. It was all girls. Basically, it was the daughters of the main characters from Inuyasha. So we had Shishomaru. He ends up having twin daughters. Inuyasha and Kagome end up having a daughter, and it's just them going through this like scenario of like something happened, they got split up when they were kids. Now they're back. They're trying to fix whatever issues that caused them to be separated back in the day, and find out where their parents are. But that's one of the things I really liked about Yashahime was that I mean, OG Inuyasha was, I guess, in a way kind of balanced because the main cast was Inuyasha, Kagome, Sango, Moroku, and I guess we can count Shippo, but poor Shippo. Not saying I hated Shippo. Shippo was just too adorable, but it was kind of balanced, and like there was 2 guys, 2 girls. We also had Shishomu, but then we also had like Rin. There were other characters like Kikyo and Kaede. So that one was kind of split too. And the girls definitely had their moment to shine because Kagome being the reincarnation of Kikyo and having her really strong priestess powers. Sango being this badass demon slayer who was, even though she was like I think the only girl in like her family or clan at the time, but was like the strongest out of everyone. Was so cool. I love Sango so much. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I really liked Yashahime. Was basically it was like instead of focusing on like the main characters, it focused on their kids, and it just worked out in a way that all their kids were girls. So it was like giving them like the chance to shine and stand up on their own 2 feet. So I liked Yashahime. People hated on Yashahime, but I enjoyed it. Trying to think what other animes did the same. Hold on. I was gonna say Seven Deadly Sins, but the only really girls who played like a huge role in that was Diane and Merlin. Majority of the group was guys. We had Meliodas, we had the King, Bon, and Gother and Escanor. No, not even. No, cause My Hero does the same. There are girls, but I would say most of them don't really get the chance to shine. Uraraka has her moments. Yajiroju's the same. Sue, she has her moments. And I think that's kind of. I mean, some of the other girls had moments, but not huge moments. Which I guess makes sense, because that's kind of the same thing with the boys in that class, too. It kind of really focuses more on, like, Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, Ida, Uraraka, Sue, Yarozu plays a big role at times, too. And that's kind of it. I mean, the other characters play a role, but not as much. But it's still, like, mainly guys. Nope. Oh, don't even get me started on freaking. I love Dragon Ball the heck and back, but literally it took them forever to have like. Because for so long, especially once we got to Z, we only ever had male Saiyans. It wasn't until we got to Super, and not even in. Well, we do have Pan, but she's like a quarter Saiyan, and at this point, she's a baby in the story, so we don't really see much of her abilities. Blossoming. We do see it in like the Super movie that they did. Hero one. That kind of takes place around the time she's around like maybe 4 or 5. So we kind of see like her abilities slowly going in, her learning more about her powers. But it really wasn't until Super that we got introduced to female Saiyans. And like I said, they weren't even part of they weren't really introduced into the main cast. They were part of a different universe, like a universe opposite to the one that Goku and the others are in, where there are other Saiyans that are still alive, and there's two female Saiyans that play a big role in that universe. I mean, but then again, like I said, it's just like every story, every show has its own genre. There, um, but just like I wish there was a lot more shows that focused that had kind of like had the same premise of what Princess Principal did. Like pretty much having like it's a group of girls doing badass things, you know, holding their own, and it focuses on them. Like if anything, like there are still guys in the story, but the main story, everything that happens, is focused on the group of girls and them handling the situation and you know, like I said, kicking ass and taking names, pretty much. Like I'll say this until I'm blue in the face. They've never done it, but I think it'd be crazy if they ever did like a I mean they did it kind of with Pokemon. Like the new Pokemon that's out, the main character for that is a girl. So, but I haven't watched it. I haven't watched Pokemon in forever, so but yeah, the new Pokemon that's out, the main character for that's supposed to be a girl. But I've said this until I'm blue in the face. I would love if they ever did like a Yu-Gi-Oh series where a girl was the main character. No, she wasn't just, you know, the back. She wasn't just a side character. She wasn't just the love interest for the main guy. The of the series. No, she's the one. She's the main character. She's the top duelist. Like that'd be so cool. Land of the Lustrous. Why does that sound familiar? Hold on, I'm gonna look that up. I don't think I've ever seen this. Oh. What is that? Is that an anime too? Oop, almost got it, didn't I? Oh no, I'm looking up the other one you just sent me. No, I haven't. The name sounds familiar, and I'm trying to read the synopsis. When did this come out? 2017? Oh, okay. A young and fragile gem who dreams of helping their friends in war effort. Instead, they are told to compile an encyclopedia because of their delicate condition. After regrettably embarking on this task, Felix meets Cinderbar, an intelligent gem who has been relegated to patrolling the isolated island at night because of the coarse poison their body creates. After seeing how unhappy Cinderbar decides to find a world that both the rejected gems can enjoy. Nah, I've heard the name, but I haven't never really heard anyone talk about this. I mean, it must be good if it has an 8.39 on here on my anime list. But I've heard the name, and maybe I've heard one or two, like maybe other content creators talk about it when this came out, but I've never really heard anything else about it. But if you're saying this is a good, if it is, I definitely will. I mean, like I need more I need any more animes on my list. But if you're saying this is good, I'll definitely copy. Paste. Alright, I'll put that on my list. click on. You know what? Actually, can I put out that? It won't let me. So I know what we're gonna do. Since we're kind of already in the realm of girl power, there's these two. I don't think I've shown these to you guys. There's these two anime ciphers that I really like listening to, and they are just all about that whole girl power thing. So let's go here. Let me fix myself first. Alright, fix myself here. Let me go here. So let's see, which one should I do? Ladies of Anime Cipher or Evil Ladies of Anime Cipher? No, what's going on? We'll do the ladies one first, and then we'll do the evil ladies. Pause that. Put that back. Full screen that. Let's turn that off. Make sure the audio is on. Yep. Let's turn that up a little bit. Alright, so this one is by Hollow, CG featured Chi-Chi, Iron Mouse, Cammy Cat, and more. Basically, they discuss they do this rap with some iconic anime ladies from anime. So this is one of the ones I really like listening to. This one's really good. So we'll do that, and then I'll show you guys the evil lady one. That one's really good too. Oh yeah.
At first glance, I'm used to being underestimated, but I know I've got a chance to make it. I'm doing this for the right things. Need to see my family thrive, so I'm putting in time to give them the life they deserve.
Now, I'm gonna pause. It was funny because this is actually just one of the people I was talking about for My Hero. One of the few girls that gets a lot of screen time. Uraraka. I loved her from day one. She was so really nice to Deku, you know. When you find her true motivation, like, yeah, she wanted to become a hero, kind of for like the money, but when you find out like the reason why is that you know, her parents worked so hard to like give her a good life, I know, provide her with everything she needs, so she wants to repay them back one day, and she figures like, hey, if I become a pro hero or top hero, I can make a lot of money, give her parents like a nice retirement, or heck, maybe even get them to retire early so that way they can enjoy the rest of their lives, peace and comfort. Just watching her, she grows so much. A lot of people kind of hated, well, people say that her character kind of diminished with this whole shipping war that they have, you know, involving her with some of the guys in the series. I never really got into that, so I've always just focused on, you know, her character development in the show. Of course, we do see, you know, her developing feelings for a certain someone, but if anything, seeing that push her to want to do better, be better, so that way she could stand beside him one day, you know, fight as equals. So, I love you, Uraraka. Yeah, I had to love it there. Speaking of bad bitch, Miss, what was I blanking on her name? Mikasa. Oh yeah, from day one when you saw her in Attack on Titan, this girl is no joke. Freaking love Misaka. Why am I blanking? Why can't I say her name? But yeah, no, this girl is so good. Let's go back.
stay bad bitch, and the way that I slay is savage. No, I'm capping every biting, fighting. Ain't no captain, but I come through fighting. This is for the human race in my bay. Something like a yandere with these blades. Ackerman's known to kill with that taste. No way you can clone my skill, it's just hate weight. Grew from my trauma, ain't cry about it. Not with the drama, better check your pocket. And if you got a problem, just shut it. You're toxic. Your place at the bottom, that's common logic. Six-pack ass, life is jack. Mika's the best girl, and that's no cap.
I remember. I'm sorry. I remember when this like scene, and I forget what season this was. When you just see her working out, and I know this like kind of like blew the internet's mind. You know, just seeing her just working out, getting this Oh, well, actually, you kind of gotta keep watching, cause one, it took me forever to watch that anime. One, because that anime is gory to heck and back, but the story is so good, the characters are so good, and Mikasa, there we go, Mikasa, she's just like a true like ride or die, no nonsense girl. She is there for her friends, Aaron and Armin. Like she's willing to kill people for them. And what I was saying, this scene of her working out is just, I don't know why. It just like blew everyone's mind. You know, just seeing her getting this jack and this strong, and the girl got a freaking 6-pack, and you're just like, damn girl, okay, I see you.
Six-pack ass, life is jack. Mika's the best girl, and that's no cap. Step back, my strength and appeal is max. You ain't about to treat a whole meal for a little snack.
I might be modest, but I'm powerful. Actual rest night to gust from the capital magical. Let there be light. Spread my wings and take flight. This is all fun and games until your gaze takes in my orange eye. Heal what I can. I got the facts of my friends and my men. Memory feel like I'm Diane. I could be shut down, but not even.
That's another thing. With Elizabeth from Seven Deadly Sins, a lot of people didn't like her character. I would say, if anything, once you see the whole anime, you kind of learn more, kind of like why she was like, kind of like how she was in the beginning, kind of, and then kind of what more and more of her true personality coming out. You learn more about her backstory, kind of like the fate she's been dealt with, and how she's grown, and find out like she's a badass person. Like, oh my goodness, I don't know why I have all these air bubbles in my freaking like chest today. But like just the fate that she's had to deal with, and her overcoming it, and and the turn, like you find out like she's like insanely strong, like insanely powerful. But I've always liked Elizabeth's character as in Seven Deadly Sins.
And then I'll protect the ones that care for flower blossom. Feel the air warm. It might be new to me, but soon you'll see the strength within. I'm reborn. I'm a demon, don't test
Let's
me.
go.
Seeing a friendly face full like water breathing brothers weaving ways round the enemy. About the box like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One of the other female characters from Demon Slayer that plays a huge role besides the two Hashiras, which is our baby girl Nezuko. I can't wait to see what she does in the final arc, cause I can't wait to see what everyone's supposed to do in this final arc. Cause I know this final arc's going to be insane. I know that I can just tell. I'm gonna need tissues, cause these last 3 movies are gonna be insane.
Little league at your back, don't snap. Secret is stretching but badass. Kick your head off like a football that's no cap. Self control difficult, but I won't fall back. 12 moons, you're gone soon. Yeah, you did this to me. With a monsoon and a monster, are you worried? Cause you should be. It's a foot to the face and invading your space. Yeah, I won't let you try to decide on the fate. I protect and come at me. I won't ever break. You don't wanna be near when I'm starting to wake. Nami, I'm back.
Nami.
Foggy, I'm making a smoke screen. Be record, I make it rain on the homies. Happiness punch and I give them a nosebleed. Hey, now you owe me. Climb attack, ready to activate. We on the seas, yeah, I navigate. Target unlocked, time to calibrate. Step to my tempo, I blow like a hand grenade. Belly for the crew, give me plunder. Striking them like Zeus, bring the thunder. Map up the world and I make this.
She's another character who definitely got better as the series kept going on. Her development, her growing more confident with herself. Definitely after I think it was like 2-year time skip that the team disbanded. Everyone went their separate ways, growing stronger. She came back with a huge glow up. Because this is how she looked for a good portion of the anime. And then, where was it? When she had like her long hair. I'm trying to find it. Right here. So this is what she looks like after I want to say it's like 2-year time skip. Where everyone comes back, she's like stronger, powerful now. more efficient in her navigation skills and just not being the true, well, not true, but um not being more or less of the damsel in distress. She's able to hold her own and fight back people. So
We on the seas, yeah, I navigate. Target unlocked, time to calibrate. Step to my tempo, I blow like a hand grenade. Belly for the crew, give me plunder. Striking them like Zeus, bring the thunder. Map out the world and I make this my goal, cause the grand line is packed full of wonder. I send you under like you are Arlong, blasting you into the sky like you're Armstrong. Call me a thief, I pick pockets like Catwoman, so when you notice me, then I'll be far gone.
Let's raise the stakes, so they go watch us to play me, break me, but I'm in love with the pain, so you can degrade me, honey, but I end up with the ace of money. So I'll ask you right now, bridge a blackjack around, you tell me whatever, I'm down, profound, the risk of miss, go arm me my lips, you'll lose it all quick as you slip. Now bet, sweat on your brow, met a foul debt, hey come on, bout on me, house pet, yeah I'll allow for it, all the nostalgia with crown threat, never a loss and no card on my sleeve, no game of tarot can force me to leave, play me a poker, play me a speed, you won't find no joker, only the queen.
okay, I had to play that one through because that's probably like my favorite part of this whole cipher. But I haven't seen Kakaguri like in its full entirety, but I've seen some people do like like anime, I guess, synopsis or reviews of the anime, and basically she is like, because it's supposed to be, this is like a gambling anime, kind of. Well, not kind of, it is. It's a gambling anime, and I think one of the things I've heard people say, it's like basically she's like the light Yagami of this anime. Like her IQ is like insanely strong, like insanely high. She's like a 1-to-1 genius, like, and it's just like she's just clapping these people, like they're trying to do all these dirty tricks on her to like slip her up, but then you find out like, nah, this chick is like, you think you're like one step ahead of her? No, she's, in her mind, she's like 10 steps ahead of you. So she's already figured out what you're doing, and she's got like 10 other countermeasures to to counteract whatever someone's trying to do to her. It is crazy from what I've seen. So let's do that again.
They go watch us to play me, break me, but I'm in love with the pain, so you can degrade me, honey, but I end up with the ace of money. So I'll ask you right now, bridge a blackjack around, you tell me whatever, I'm down, profound, the risk of miss, go arm me my lips, you'll lose it all quick as you slip. Now bet, sweat on your brow, met a foul debt, hey come on, bout on me, house pet, yeah I'll allow for it, all the nostalgia with crown threat.
Kakaguri is the only anime I think I've seen in this cipher. Really? So you've never seen My Hero? Oh, you said you haven't seen Attack on Titan. Yeah, we've never seen Seven Deadly Sins. Really, you've never seen Demon Slayer. Oh, you're missing out. Demon Slayer is so good. What else? One Piece. I said this time blue in the face. I've seen One Piece. I used to be one of the people who would watch it every week it came out. Then I stopped. And by the time I looked at like episode 800, I'm like, okay, yeah, clearly I missed a lot. I'm like, I knew it was a few years, but I didn't think they were that far into the anime. I was like, okay, no, there's no way I'm gonna be able to catch up. And this one I haven't seen. So I've seen My Hero, I've seen Attack on Titan, I've seen Seven Deadly Sins, I've seen Demon Slayer, I've seen bits and pieces of One Piece. I would say this is probably the only one I have not seen in this cipher. Oh no, wait, there is one more. But we'll get to that one later.
Never a loss and no card on my sleeve, no game of tarot can force me to leave, play me a poker, play me a speed, you won't find no joker, only the queen.
A rose called by another name is small, just as sweet. Just as a bitch, no matter what their name falls before me in defeat. Maki O's, they here to slice it today.
Interesting.
Far away from what you expect of a lady. Got that physique of making men weak, so believe everything I am is magic. They
So have you seen this one? Have you seen Fire Force? I've seen the first season. I definitely need to like rewatch it because I couldn't get past that one. There's this one character who is just like fan service, like times 1,000, and it kept throwing me off. I just couldn't. So I seen the first season entirely. I never picked it back up. I know this is like season 2. I think they split in like 2 parts. So I've heard that it gets better. That the anime is really good. So I do need to like rewatch season 1 and then pick up back on season 2. But nope, no Fire Force really. I've seen season 1 when it first came out, but that's it. So I actually don't even remember much about this anime. So I would have to. I may already plan on rewatching it. So but interesting. But from what I remember, yeah, she's the badass too. She's if I remember, she's supposed to be like some daughter of a rich family, but ends up like joining the military. She's like insanely strong and powerful. And she's like quick to like drop people at the drop of a hat if she thinks they're making fun of her, or like making fun of the fact that she's, I guess, quote unquote stronger than your average girl. So it's just amazing. Like that scene just a minute ago that it showed of her dropping someone. I think she thought they were making fun of her, and she just like, yeah. The only thing I know about Fire Force is that they have some crunchy sound effects. I mean, yeah, because there's a lot of fire stuff, so you hear like a lot of crackling of like fire going out or them doing fire moves, but yeah. Right here. Yeah, in this scene, like I don't think they were talking to her. I don't even think they were addressing her in general, but they said something in her vicinity, and she thought they were talking about her, and I think she thought they were like calling her like a gorilla or a monkey, or that she wasn't like ladylike, and she just was just like, excuse me, and just knocked him out instantly. I kind of remember that, and I was just like, damn.
Defeat Machios, they here to slice of the dead, make it pay far away from what you expect of a lady. Got that physique and making men weak, so believe everything I am is magic, baby. Engulfing any enemy flames, reignite them in the light as they serve me. Just because I love a night doesn't mean you shouldn't show respect. You should bow to the witch queen. Click, click, iron house, quick fire spirit, so slay. I'm a bitch when it pay. I may be romantic, plus antics, but when seeing someone break the law, I rest against it. What's the loss when who wins here?
Okay, please tell me you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, because Winry, oh yeah, Winry is, this one doesn't have a lot of girls, but the few girls that are in here shine. Winry, Hawkeye, like, Lust was pretty good too. Who else? There were some other, like, background characters, but definitely those three. They were very, very good characters. I love Winry, Hawkeye, and Lust was a very interesting villain.
Good enough to X tier to the N tier. Back you up with hard drive or particle archive. Just know that I'm always on your side. I'm the support, your crutch. I'll be your right hand. The left leg you stand up.
Nope, I only know Dog Girl. Really? You've never seen Full Metal Alchemist? Well, either one? Because there's Full Metal Alchemist, and then they did a remake that follows the story more to the manga called Brotherhood. Wow, okay. No, Full Metal Alchemist is Brotherhood, so good. You definitely need to watch that one.
The one that depends. I don't fight fair with the wrench. I use it in offense and use in defense. Hits for creating, not killing. If I get the feeling, this danger I'm willing. With cold shaking hands, emotion is chilling. And life that that's still in the path is stilling. Engineer no taku, the riveter, I got you. Rosy cheeks and callous palms, you are what I call.
Oh, and this scene, this was such a cute scene. I'm not gonna spoil, but you definitely need to watch, because this is pretty much like the last episode that this happened. This is like pretty much like the most iconic like ending to an anime. So good.
Things are looking
Okay, this is the other anime I said I haven't watched. I know it's just like, I guess kind of blasphemy, because the first season of this was so good. This blew up. Everyone and their mom was watching the first season of Promised Neverland, and then I heard they just butchered the hell out of season 2. Like it started out kind of good, kind of, I guess, continuing on, and then they just flipped the story, did something totally different. Skipped out on so many like major plot points and story arcs, and just kind of like made it its own, like pretty much did season 2 like its own like original thing. And I guess people who were fans of the manga were like, yeah, no. Afternoon, y'all. How are we all doing? Oh, we're good. Hello, Mori. We just did our podcast episode, so and we were kind of discussing girls' role in anime, how there's kind of not that many like kind of girl power animes. There are a few, but a lot of them, like basically when like a lot of the girls in like other animes. Promised Neverland, cause it has gore horror, right? Yeah, you kind of pretty much. Did I see the first episode? I think I saw the first episode. And I was like, nope, I'm good. No. I was like, holy shit! Like it went from 0 to like 1,000. I was like, oh my god. That's kind of funny enough. That's kind of how it was with Attack on Titan. Saw the first episode and I was like, nope, I'm good. I don't need to watch this. I was like, holy. I was like, they put this on TV? Mind you, that was around the time Attack on Titan was on TV. Like, they were putting it on Adult Swim. So, yeah, saw the first episode, and I was like, nah, I'm good. But, I don't know, something forced me to go through and watch Attack on Titan, and then I eventually, like, I could watch Attack on Titan. Like, that's totally fine with me. This one, I still haven't given it a chance after that first episode, because I was like, holy. Like, what happened with the Invincible? Pretty much. It's just like, whoa. Like, kind of like, you need a break. I need a break. Like, after that, like, an episode like that, I'm like, I need, like, a week before I can even think of touching this anime again, because holy crap. But, no, I've heard the first season is, like, top tier, 10 out of 10, and then season 2 is like a 1 out of 10 because they like totally butchered the rest of the story.
As I grew up now I started to notice, show this world what we do when we focus. Whoa, this place epic, I have to know it. Yeah, we're a team, me and the boys, true to believe, brave with the ploy, destroying all I love, do you enjoy it? Toy with us kids will be left unemployed, quit! No monsters anywhere, will ever catch us, cause I swear, I won't stop caring for my family, won't stop daring, so beware. Children are clever and together can outwit you and agree with better plans. I believe in these smiles forever have, we can build our own promised Neverland.
And next one, iconic, come on, I said it earlier, my favorite girl power anime, Sailor freaking Moon. Like, come on now. Pretty much at least for me, the one that started it all, that got me into, you know, girl-centric shows like this one, Mew Mew Power, Wedding Peach, just any other shows like that. Like, I didn't even mention those. Yeah, I love Mew Mew Power, or Tokyo Mew Mew, how people call it. What was the other one I just said? I just blanked. Never seen it. Really? Oh my god. That makes me so sad. I love Sailor Moon. I've rewatched it so many times. It's almost it's almost crazy how many times I've seen Sailor Moon. Oh my goodness. I think I've said this before. I watched it growing up. As I got older, I started rewatching it again. Oh, why I got all these air bubbles in my throat today? Yeah, rewatched it. I watched it as a kid. Rewatched it as I got older. When they came out with the remake Sailor Moon Crystal, we started watching Sailor Moon basically again from beginning to end. When they did a new dub for the 90s, I just went back and I rewatched the 90s again with the new dub, like, and then I finally watched Sailor Moon Stars, because we never got Stars over here, because it was so controversial that they didn't want to bring it over to the West. But I know stuff about it through reputation, and because a friend was obsessed with it. Yeah, I like your friend, because, this is my anime. I love Sailor Moon. This is what got me into anime. Freaking Sailor Moon. Like, come on. Alright, let me go back.
We can build our own promised Neverland.
Paving the way for a whole generation, saving the day through a new transformation. Now the evil's gone down, feeling the moon's power, power, brings some power, power. Don't try and tell me it's not worth the fight. We'll love beside us, we will make a wall right now. Won't let you down. You feel the moon's power, power, brings some power, power.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. People, at least in my age group, like growing up, it was one of the two. Either you were the anime that got you into it was either Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, or I mean, I'm trying to think. I know Yu-Gi-Oh was a lot of people's first anime. Pokemon, first season of Pokemon was a lot of people's first anime. I'm trying to think. What other animes came around that time? Oh, Naruto. Yeah, Naruto. Naruto was a lot of people's first anime. One Piece was a lot of people's first anime. Bleach. Pretty much anything that came around like the early 1990s, going into the early 2000s. Like that was, at least in my group age, that was a lot. Like a lot of those animes around that time that came out. One or a few of them was a lot of people's very first. Bobobo. I love Bobobo. Oh my goodness. A lot of people don't talk about that anime, but I love Bobobo. Zatch Bell, yes, I love Zatch Bell. Oh my god. Actually, you know they I'm gonna freaking him a gush over freaking anime. Oh, yep, Big O. Hell yeah, Big O. 90s through the early 2000s, pretty much. Yeah, any anime throughout that time. That was any of those was someone's first animes. But Zatch Bell. Apparently, there's a manga out that continues on where the story ended. I don't know if they're ever making an anime adaptation for that. It's been years since the old Zatch Bell anime was created. And I don't think the dub one ever like did the whole story. I think they stopped at a certain point. So you would have to watch like the sub to get the rest of the story. But yeah, but recently I've seen there's been like releases of there's a sequel to Zatch Bell. Gundam, yeah. I grew up watching a lot of the first Gundam series. Oh, Evangelion, I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna play that again. I love this one. I love Sailor Moon. Yep. Ooh, excuse me. Actually, I know another one that was a lot of people's favorite. The OG Shaman King. Oh, people loved the OG Shaman King. Oop, pause that. Full screen. So this is the other one. This is actually made by the same person. Oh yeah, like Chi Chi. Whenever she's on a certain cipher, she's either singing or rapping, and she be going ham. Oh my god. But the next one that we'll do, and I think after that we'll maybe call it end up just doing some anime ciphers. But hey, this one is about evil ladies of anime. This one's also was created by Hollow CG, and it kind of has some of the same people from the first one I just showed you guys. So we got Oreo, we got Iron Mouse again, Chi-Chi's in this one too. So we're definitely gonna check this one out. So screen. Hold on. Properties. There we go. Alright, so this is Evil Ladies of Anime. I recommend Gundam Unicorn. It's my favorite. And Ava's amazing. You should really check it out. Yep. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember which first Gundam I watched. Basically any of the Gundam series from back in the day, I watched them like crazy. So I don't even remember the names of them. I just knew whatever Gundam series was out in the early 2000s, I watched it. I'd watch them back to back. But no, like those old Gundam series, they were so good. And just all those animes you guys listed. Iron Blood and Orphans was my first Gundam series. Really? I know that one's a bit not super recent, but that one came out. It's a good starting point. Is it really? Oh, actually, damn. Actually, no, this one's a lot older. This one came out in 2015. The Iron Blood and Orphans? Yeah, that came out in 2015. Okay, hold on. Wait. There's some other ones. I'm trying to remember which. I don't even know which one was my first. I don't remember which one was my first Gundam I saw. I just know it was whatever one was in the early 2000s, around that Toonami time. That's the one I watched. And then anytime they came out a new one, I just watched it. Well, I thought so. I didn't get into mecha anime until I watched Gurren Lagann. Ooh, Gurren Lagann's a good one too. Gurren Lagann is so good. Oh, the ending. Alright, so we'll do this cipher. Evil Ladies of Anime. Oh, actually, one of the people I was talking about from Fullmetal Alchemist, Lust. Where is she? Oopsie. And we'll get to it. We'll get to her part. Yeah, right here. Yeah, she was cool.
I am the devil wearing Prada.
All right, this is the mom from Kill la Kill. Yeah, she was crazy.
Turn him into martyrs, raising up the prodigies. Owning the runway in your father while I'm redefining anthropology. I'm glowing, I carry like a Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Let's see divine next evolution. Find my majesty, but in the end you'll kneel to me. I am your mother, I am your ruler, I am the loom of the fiber of life. I'm your tormentor.
It really is. Sometimes, crazy enough, it's almost like you're on something when you're watching the show sometimes, because you're like, what is going on? You blink and this is happening, you blink again, something else crazy is happening, and you're like, what is going on? But Kill la Kill is like a very good anime, but it's just one of the ones like, you kind of have to make sure you're not on anything, because even it feels like you're on something when you're watching this. Yep, this is Toga from My Hero. Yeah, this bitch is crazy.
For cute, you'd be so much cuter if you just bled a little. Get my fill, a tiny prick, yeah, it's so simple. Whether human or a bird, I'll taste it quick to mix a switch up your signal. Reading your
Wait, there was a game for Kill la Kill? I didn't know that. I'll look that up.
you just crystal play all the heroes like fiddles. It's fickle, don't try to wiggle away. I swear it's a tingle, the blood trickles from your stab. Oops, I guess I just stabbed you. I wanna be you so bad, still. People won't think to catch you. I am the dick who cut him off, and the rest who can't be. Oh, I'm in your friend group. So
Oh yeah, her yandere obsession with Deku. Oh my god. Like, we didn't have enough already going on. Now you got this psycho chick who's saying she's in love with you, but also wants to kill you.
What am I? Yeah, twice a night we got it covered. Look away from the needle as I drain you of your color.
Suffer's the ultimate despair. With me and multiple tricks that
Really? I did not. It was bad? Oh. I also looked into it. I had no idea there was a game they made for Kill la Kill. I only ever knew about the anime. Huh. I'll look into it, but... Oh, and as someone who's a huge fan of Danganronpa, yes, this psychotic bitch, Junko Enoshima, See, I can't bring myself to like Toga. I really don't like yandere type characters. Same with tsundere twos. Yeah, no, but like, I haven't seen the last season that just aired, season 6. Well, we kind of learned a bit more about her backstory, but no, that chick's crazy. She's insane.
So tell us what I'm to. Yeah, twice a night we got it covered. Look away from the needle as I drain you of
But even though she is totally psychotic, she is a very interesting character. So she's one of them crazy characters that's very interesting. But yeah, and I would say Junko's probably the next one, 'cause that bitch is psychotic.
Suffer's the ultimate despair. With me and multiple tricks there. Prepared all of your death, so drop like lies already. Fuck yeah. Real high that keep it gruesome. It's not lies, it's when I shoot 'em. Burst on fire, make you loot and burn. Bounce off hats off to the new head burns. Round you like Mondo. Got 1,000 low blows. Catch my bars, they all know. I crush it, no ego. I body 'em. My hobby's building death traps on these tracks. We're locking teenagers more than their voice cracks. So, what should your execution be? It doesn't look like you have talent. That's for loading, not to me. I teach murder to these kids and build like I'm creative. Wanna kill me, you would fill me with despair, so we'll take it.
Like, when you just go through and you see all the things she did and why, you're like, bitch, are you crazy? And it's like, yes, you are. Oh my Jesus. But yeah, like, this is pretty much just psycho women, but it's funny enough, a lot of them are like really popular and like really iconic characters. And another one is Medusa from Soul Eater. Oh, I loved her so much. Oh, it's been forever since I've seen Soul Eater. But Medusa, oh yeah.
Tough love, it's all experiments to me. Wake up, enough. You students count down your defeat. Not the brightest move, testing a genius. I laugh, there's no hope in redeeming us. Fire me, no bluffing, I'm serious. Think I cared for you, see you're delirious. I live and play only by my own rules, the most powerful which you'll ever meet. Don't worry about the snakes in your high school. Worry about the 1,000 snakes in May.
Third tier, Harvey Bell, color Holly Berry. Woo. Caramel skin tough, and she's very scary.
Alright, so she's from Bleach. She's one of the top Arankars. when you get to the Ron-Con arc, and yeah, she's she's so good.
But deadly type talk, better concentrate hard unless you're trying to see God. 3-piece, 3 beasts, that's 3v1. Gotta be as it's time for this resurrection. We run in packs like some lioness. Eyes up or I'm gonna push your eyes in. Eyes in? So many forms of death. Not one dimensional and sacrifice, come be a bless. No, not your average queen. See, I bring my own rep. I got fuse on the blade, so I'm taking your breath.
Only one man can best me, and you best believe I say yes, please. Down on my knees, no.
I'm sorry, but that's my favorite line in this whole cipher. Oh my god, because listen, Roy Mustang, very iconic, man. But I don't know, that line gets me every time, and I'm just like, I get it, I do.
Taking your breath. Only
I've never really seen Bleach, but I see why people like Halle Berry so much. No, she is freaking cool, I love her so much. And I won't spoil because she does play a role in the 1,000-Year Blood War, the current final arc. But yeah, but now we're on to Lust from Fullmetal Alchemist.
blades on taking your breath.
Only one man can best me, and you best believe I say yes, please. Down on my knees, no mercy. Yeah, he a teasing and making me thirsty. Pinnacle of seductive, deep inside where the lust lives. I'm at the top and I handle my shiz. Drop your addy, you about that biz. Honey, peep the tag, you are not a threat. Go on low where you get, I ain't busting the sweat. You just trying to get that cap, but can't get it wet. I'm a motherfucking brat, don't you know that? Yeah.
She was so good. I loved Lust as a character. She was such a good villain. Hello, she's the personification of lust, and just she uses it as the weapon that it is, and I just like, I love her so much. Such a good character.
You think you're a villain?
Oh,
Well,
okay.
that's cute.
Now this is again, never seen Promised Neverland, but from what I've heard, yeah, this lady is a total bitch.
I make kids feel loved while I hold their hands. Walk to freedom like it's part of a plan. Tell them someone wants them and they're gonna have a life. Then I send them off to dinner, but they never get a bite. Yeah, I keep my victim.
Lust was one of the best villains, but she totally got what she did. Yeah, I don't know. It like she was one of the good, like one of those really good, like calculating villains, and it's just like her ending was something you can be like, you know what? That was totally okay for her ending. Like what happened, and it was such an iconic ending too. Her ending is iconic to this day. Like what happened to her was just like, damn. But it's like you had it coming, and it was just so good.
Quiet and unknown, I walk them to the death with no emotion showing, cause I'm a cold bitch, but I'm just doing what I'm told, kids. So heed my warnings and just take my advice. When I say there ain't no saving your life, this ain't a test. Just listen to your mother, cause she always knows best. In the end, you're gonna die either way. Bet.
Put a spark to your ass, no.
Gives a whole new meaning to getting cooked. Pretty much. This lady is from One Piece. By the time I stopped, we had gotten nowhere near to her, where the arc she's in. But from what I've heard, she's just a total B to her kids. It's just like this horrible, evil woman, and just like, from what I've heard, and like, yeah.
Zeus causing static, wreaking havoc. I'm doing it all sporadic. Better hope that you aquatic. The way that flow come in like a wave. Take your breath away like struggling asthmatics. No hostess, but I'm serving up a platter. Want it better take the whole cake. Like the island, my servants are sealing up your whole fate. Big queen crown me of the land. I hear y'all doing all that barking. Total's only time you stepping is when you in a band. Complexes like Napoleon. I can add that pressure like Pagoda Piercings and Hannah homies. Do you win? Wiping out your little bugs like.
Oh, now the next person, like even though she is such an evil character, she's one of them good evil characters. So you just like, yeah, like okay, you'll know who I'm talking about when we bring her up. But yeah,
Is on its way.
Esdeath.
The bold end up chained. Even weapons stab through their heart. Only the strong will get that far. Bow down to me. You're down and army. Some bark, but I frostbite. What makes you think you'll live tonight? The Jaegers don't gotta be titans to crush the night raid. Kiss them all in ice and hide in power. Cower when I stop time. Even my love for you won't change my mind.
So I'm gonna have to do that over again. Esdeath, oh my god. Like, even though she was a villain, like, she was so fucking cool. Like, no pun intended, we know her powers, but oh my god. Like, she was just so cool and badass and just, you're like, damn. Like, whoever made Esdeath as, like, the villain and the character, they did her 100% to the T. Because she is just crazy, she's evil, and she's just, something about it just draws you to her. It's insane.
Way, and the bold end up chained. Even weapons stab through their heart. Only the strong will get that far. Bow down to me. You're down in army. Some bark, but I
And also, the fact that she's, like, the strongest on the Empire side, to, like, I don't know if the anime ever pointed out, but I know in the manga, now I remember Tatsumi. Tatsumi, I didn't hate Tatsumi as a character, but it was just, like, how he was just getting all these girls to fall for him, really. I guess him growing more as a character, they were seeing that side of him, and they were, like, seeing him, you know, start off as this kind of naive country kid who now is growing up to be, like, this hardened warrior. And, but was still kind of keeping that innocence of him, and that's one of the things that drew Esdeath to him. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah, how, I'm not sure if the anime ever said this, but in the manga, they would always say, they're like, oh, what would it take to, like, take her down? Like, the like, if we had to, like, finally face her, what would it take to defeat her? And I think it was Najinda would always say, we would need Akame at, like, full strength, and would need, like, 10 to 15 other Imperium arm users to, even stand a chance against her. And they were like, what? They were like, yeah, no, like, she is insane. Like, if any one of us, even, like, Akame, who was, like, the strongest of the group, she couldn't take Esdeath on her own. Like, she would be, like, the main unit, but we would need, like, 10 or 15 people backing her up to, you know, have a chance against Esdeath. And Esdeath could take us all on by herself. Like, she is insane.
what makes you think you'll live tonight? The Jaegers don't gotta be titans to crush the night.
Oh. Actually, I didn't even say this. And when she built the Jaegers, funny Jaegers. Yeah, but when she built, like, her own unit of Imperial arms users, to counter Night Raid. Such a good character.
Be titans to crush the night raid. Kiss them all in ice and hide in power. Cower when I stop time. Even my love for you won't change my mind.
Give me your
Oh, and this chick, freaking Sailor Galaxa from Sailor Moon Stars. The last season of Sailor Moon that never got aired over here, but finally did once they did the new dub for it. And then the last two Sailor Moon Eternal movies are focusing on this arc. And yeah, this lady was just going around just murking people, taking their energy, taking their power, so that she could be like the ultimate being. It's insane. And she did it with a smile on her face, looking cool as hell.
Any last words, bitch? Let's hear. Be acting in a make your world stop. You're in a style, often in the name of chaos. Let me talk. Yeah, those seeds you're gonna need more to defeat me. All your hair chaos is within me. Set my solo when you're at it, for season. Cause I've been taking places that my soul can't even handle. I'm the greatest since you know your preachers hold a candle. I don't watch your crystal, you'll be my next example. Your life, your loss, destruct, chaos.
Alright, that's pretty much it for those two. So good. Rewatching this makes me want to kind of rewatch some of these animes on these ciphers, because, it's been a minute. But yeah. So, kind of going into the whole girl power. So those are like the two ciphers. Ladies of anime ciphers. And evil lady animes of ciphers. Yeah, no, those, like, they cooked when they did these two ciphers. Hollow CG and all the people she had on it, they cooked so hard. So I've only seen two from this cipher, which is Soul Eater and Danganronpa. Okay, well, at least you've seen Soul Eater. Soul Eater is, So good. They did mess up the ending, but Soul Eater is still a very iconic anime. And I mean, these rumors of animes. I remember hearing that they were gonna like do a remake of it and like do it more true to the manga. But that was years ago when I heard that. And I've never heard anything else. I mean, it's possible. I mean, there's animes coming back. There are animes that were gone for years that are suddenly now like getting seasons. Like Devil's a Part-Timer, that was gone for like 10 years and then finally came back with like what, 2 seasons. Right now they haven't announced if they're going to do another one, but yeah, that was gone for years and they finally came back and did like 2 seasons. Blue Exorcist, that was gone for like 7 years and literally they came back with 2, like they've done a season, announced another season, just finished it, and now there's like another season that they're currently working on that thing's supposed to be coming out soon. So it's just funny how that anime was gone for years, and they've come out with like 3 seasons for it already. Two are out and finished, and third one was just announced that I think supposed to be coming out soon. So it just depends. You never know. Maybe we could get some more. Maybe like a remake of some of these animes. So let's go here. Where's my music? I not have it here. Whoops, that's not what I meant. Is it this one? Nope. What the hell? I'm trying to find my other music, but I can't find it, so I'll just turn. It's here somewhere. Right, it's like you never know. You think an anime's gonna be gone forever, and then boom, you turn around and suddenly now there's news of it coming out. I know, that was a video of me doing the Danganronpa S game. Remember I said I can't do Danganronpa because I've seen so many playthroughs of it. I know everything about the games. I know all the trials, I know who the killers are, I know how they turn out. I've never personally played the games myself, but it wouldn't be fun, at least not on stream, because I know what's gonna happen. I would say it'd be cool if maybe I had a friend who never played the game, and maybe I'd jump on with them and kind of see their reaction to the game and, you know, the trials and what happens. That'd be interesting. But me, myself, nah, it wouldn't make any sense because I already know what's gonna happen. But yeah, that was more the Danganronpa S game. The summer camp, Ultimate Summer Camp. The game we were playing on stream for a little bit. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for me tonight, you guys. Thank you so much for everyone who came. Whether you're watching me here on Twitch or YouTube, remember I do simul stream on either or, so you guys can check me out there. Tomorrow we'll be back. Then watch me play. I don't know anything about 2 or 3. Ooh, actually, I could definitely do that. So I think I do have you on Twitch. Like I follow you. Let me make sure. That's why sometimes I feel like some of the names I have are missing of people. No, you're here. Okay. This is at the bottom. Yeah, no, if you want, I could definitely jump in and watch you play 2 or V3. Because, yeah, I pretty much know everything about those games. I know that what story, the characters, yeah. So, it'd be interesting to see your reaction to those games. But that's it for me. Yep, tomorrow, we'll be back same time, same place, where I think we might just finish off the last bit of Devil May Cry 1. We stopped at... What mission did I stop at? I don't remember. Hold on. I'm gonna go to that thing I found that showed me the missions. Here we go. I think we stopped at 16? Nightmare of Darkness? The other ones don't sound familiar. Last one that sounds familiar is like Wheel of Destiny, so I think we might be on 16. So with that, we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7, 15 or 16, I think. Yeah. I'm looking at the list right here. This wiki page that shows like all the names. I'm trying to remember. I'm like, okay, I did that, and I feel like we did that. So I think we had like just started 16 when I stopped. Well, I guess we'll see tomorrow, right? But I know it was somewhere around that point. 17? Also, I did 16. So I'm on 17. Okay. So then we have 6 left. Yeah, we'll see tomorrow on which one I actually stopped on, but I think we might have done 16. And then we stopped at the beginning of 17. So with that, yeah, because you were fighting the puddle. Yeah. And then I stopped, right? Yeah, so I think that's... Yeah, that would have been the Nightmare of Darkness. So we were just about to do 17 and I stopped. Okay, so we'll do 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So that's 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So we'll do the last 6 chapters, or missions. And that would be the last bit of the... At least the main story. I don't know if there's any other side stuff that we can do. But I mean, hey, at least, like, doing at least 6 missions takes about 2.5 hours. So that's about how much time I stream anyways. So, but yeah, that's it for me. It's like 2 a.m. my time, so I'm definitely gonna log off, go to sleep, get some rest. And yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll finish off the very first game of Devil May Cry. We'll see if I immediately jump onto 2, because apparently from the recommendation we got yesterday, they were like, 2, it's not a very good game. I mean, I'll still go through it and see if it's really that bad of a game. I do know I've heard like 3 and 5 are like the most popular in the series. But I still want to go through the game, go through, see what happens. So, yeah, gotta get a nap for work in a few. Yep. I know what that's like, so I won't hold you guys up anymore. Again, thank you so much for everyone who came, whether you were here on Twitch or YouTube. I'll be signing off, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Oop, hold on. There we go. Alright, everyone. Good night, or good day. Bye!